What's up? What's up, everybody? Good morning, Morning Woodies. I'm Allie Burns from Picks and Parlays. Welcome to the Morning Wood Show. Excuse me. Still not feeling 100%. Feeling less than I was yesterday, but that's okay, right? Because I made it here. It's Friday. We have business to attend to, and hopefully we have Dre Richardson on the show today to give us some MLS picks, which is super fun. I know a lot of you are soccer fans out there. So we're just having a little bit of technical difficulties right now, but no worries. Before we get to Dre, I need everyone to like and subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. Also, don't forget about my official sponsor. It's Caesar Sportsbook, up to $1,250 in a risk-free first bet for all new accounts. Basically, just download that app onto your phone, use my promo code, it's Woodful, and then whatever you bet on that first bet, they're going to drop the money back into your account, win or lose, and you get 1,000 reward credits and 1,000 tier credits. It's kind of a big deal. You're going to be stoked. Trust me, you totally want to do that. You were first. You were not first, but you were the first loser, right? Okay, so real quick before I bring in Dre, let me check on Dre real quick. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Not quite yet. We're still working on some things. No worries there. So we do have special guest Dre Richardson, and we only have 3 left in the Woody, and you would never believe it, but Tate the Great's in it. I know, right? I've got one of my Woodshedders, one of my Par ladies, and Joe Hoff all in it, ready to rock. NBA was not good for me yesterday. I was 0-2, but college basketball, I was 3-0-1. And where's Rickett? Because IUPUI cashed, even though you said I was too sick and I need to lay down. But that's the way that the line moved. And I did not bet on it. Let me say that. But I did say that was a play. And just for shits and giggles, I had to look it up. And sure enough, by the hook, they got there. So that was kind of funny. Okay, so again, not feeling super great today, but that's all right. I'm going to still give you guys some winners. I just know it. And Dre might as well. Dre, your public awaits you. Your public awaits. He's working on some things. We've got some technical issues, but it's okay. We'll get there. Juventus double chance. Okay, we'll ask him as soon as he comes in. What am I trying to do? Pull up my stuff. All right. Well, I started out that I was really good in NBA, and now it's turning out that college is kind of taking it over for me. So here's what I got. First of all, I need a marker. I'm gonna do. So the Hawks -2.5 goes to a -2 with 69% on the Pacers. Would say it's the Pacers +2. God, I hate the Hornets. Can I just say that? Can I just say that I freaking hate the Hornets? I'm never allowed to bet on them ever again. I didn't even bet on them. I'm pissed off that it's not a hook anymore. I'm pissed off that they made it onto my board again after burning me and knocking me out of the last Woody standing this month or this week. Not a fan. Knicks number is staying the same. 4.5 with 100% of the money on the Knicks is what's happening. Pelicans and the Pistons. Please don't make me write Pistons. It looks like the Pelicans. 4.5 goes to a 6 with 89% of the money on the Pelicans. That makes sense. Warriors Spurs, 9.5 goes to a 9 with 64% of the money on the Spurs. Would say it's the Spurs +9. This is another team I don't like to write. Actually, they cashed for us, not yesterday, but the day before. We hit on the Spurs. So I'm sorry I said that, San Antonio. T-Wolves -3.5 goes to a 5 with all the money on the T-Wolves. Makes perfect sense. Bulls -3.5 goes to a 4.5 with the money on the Bulls. Makes sense. 5.5 in the Jazz game is staying the same, although 74% of the money is on the Jazz. We might want to look for injuries there. Like they might be waiting for someone to play. Clippers went from a pick 'em to -2.5 at 95% of the money on the Clippers. And then Rockets Kings, 10 goes to a 9. 77% of the money is on the Kings. So we're going to take the Rockets. This is another tough one to write. That's the thing about the system, right? Like you never see like the good teams up here because we're always trying to take the points. That's part of it. We're always trying to take the points. Let me check on Dre. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. No worries. You let me know. He's working on it. He's working on it. Yale in the over. Chris Johnson, we know him from our chat. He's on Cornell today. He really likes Cornell. So I'm going to take that bet also because I like Chris Johnson's plays and I take him often. So, all right, this will be Dre's area. So I'm going to say Cornell. Actually, let me rethink this. Holy moly, I don't want to use my sleeve. Well, I'm going to. No, I'm not. I have lip gloss on my fingers, so I don't want to jack anything up. Okay, Cornell, and then we'll do Tate's Tees. And he's going Yale over in Kent State, and I hate it, but Sparty Party plus the points and the under. Mitch State and under Kent State -3.5 and Yale on the over. I don't know what got into me about like I decided I want to fail or fade Yale this season. Like I never fade Yale. I love Yale. I don't know what's gotten into me. Who do I like in the NBA? I got it. You know, you were here. You saw. I'm not sure if he's ready or not. Yes? No? We'll try.
What's up?
Yeah? Hi! Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. We did it. All right. How you doing? How's it going, Dre Richardson?
Yeah, I'm good. You know, the year started off pretty well. Got the W, so.
That's what's up. Go
Yeah.
Georgia. Go Dogs. Here we
Go
go.
Dogs. Yeah.
That's not a bad gig at all.
Yeah.
You're a Celtics person too, right?
I am a Boston
Celtics.
fan.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're having a year. They're having a year as well.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to have you on. I don't think we've ever really talked a lot of MLS on this show. And
No.
I told you the other day when we were doing Total Chaos that I think like MLS is such an untapped market for me. You know, I'm all for the Premier League. I'm all for the World Cup. You know, we get into La Liga and all that stuff. But hey, guess what, guys? America, we have soccer too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And Dre happens to be really, really good at betting on it. So, Dre, break it down for us. What's going down in the MLS and what should we be on?
Like I said last time I was on the show talking about MLS, I think it was during the season.
Mhm.
This is the first year they're going to be sponsored by Apple TV. So you're going to be able to watch every single game if you have Apple TV. So that's awesome. It's going to be a lot more exposure, a lot more viewership, and maybe even a lot more people betting on it because they can watch it through any channel on Apple TV. So I think that's going to help out a lot. Yeah, but soccer is becoming a bigger sport betting wise around the world. But we need to start, giving some more, shine towards American soccer. It's just really important that we look at what we have right now in America to, gamble on. And it's actually becoming a lot more popular in books, and the lines are actually very easy.
Well, I wouldn't say they're easy because they get very confusing sometimes. But is it true that like I've always felt that MLS players, like if you're a good American soccer player, you go play overseas.
Yeah.
And if you're kind of like an older, washed up European player, you come play in the MLS,
Yeah.
right? That's kind of the trade-off that we're dealing with here. Do you think there'll be more American soccer players staying on our home turf? Sorry, my tongue is like swollen. My throat is swollen. It's
That's
hard
not
to
good.
talk right now. I'm sorry.
That's not good.
I've been sick for like 3 days, Dre. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
But do you see more American soccer players staying at home, or is that just not where the money is?
I don't think they're very pursued, actually,
That's a
from
good call.
European teams. I think we are one of the least pursued countries in those foreign divisions. I think, a lot of them are coming from Africa. There's a lot of good African players in the EPL. There's a lot of good players from Germany, specifically Germany. There are really good players from there, and from South America that have flooded the bigger markets. So I don't think they really care for it in Americans going into those kind of conferences and leagues.
So then that's all the more reason why we as Americans need to be supporting American soccer, basically.
Exactly.
That's how we feel about that.
Exactly.
All right. So who are you liking today and why? What do you got going on?
Well, today, there's only one game in soccer today. I have a
Or
lot of
tomorrow.
picks. Well, yeah, I have picks on, I give out these prop bets on the Handicapper. I'm back in it faithfully.
Yes.
And just giving out free picks that, I can't post on the site. So Juventus, double chance. Yes, double chance is also a good bet. Napoli's really good. Yeah, I actually am just going to watch that game and enjoy it, honestly. Those are two really good powerhouses. Juventus has been playing a lot better, but Napoli is scoring just crazy goals.
Would you agree with
Draymond.
Ohio Bob that MLS is heavy on the over?
We are heavy on the over. I just think that a lot of American players, like you said, are older. We have a lot more older players, so fatigue sets in faster. Lackadaisical defense tends to sprout out more than it is in other leagues like the Premier League in Europe. There are a lot more fit, younger guys. So there are more goals less scored in those circuits. But in America, there's a lot older players. So, yeah, fatigue sets in and people score goals.
All right. Foxy has won more Last Woody standings than anyone in the history of the Last Woody standing. He's a huge soccer guy. It's all he
Fox
ever
is good.
takes.
Fox is good. I do look at his picks a lot. He's really good.
Alex Fox. So for him to call you the GOAT, that's a big deal, right? That's a pretty big deal.
But he's pretty good at everything else. Like those people, I've never even heard of some of the teams he bets on, but I'm like, whoa.
Like, who
winner.
the frick is
That's a winner.
I'm like, what's a Corinthians U20?
Yeah. Like the under 21s. Yeah. It's just he's just good. He just knows soccer. That's how he goes.
He's got stuff. I believe Foxy is British, but he lives in South America. So he's he's got some stuff going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So back to Tate. I know you started to answer this, but I want to stick with soccer. Are you liking Draymond to have a good night for Golden State?
Yeah. I have his points, rebounds, and assists over 20.5. I just don't like the Spurs interior defense. I don't think they're going to be able to contain the amount of ball handling that this team will be doing now that Steph Curry is back in the rotation. It's going to be a lot more back to normal to a sense, to where Draymond's more involved in a lot of things like rebounding and assist making of his own. And his defense is even more important now too, without Andrew Wiggins in the lineup. And the young guys aren't playing good defense very much. So he's going to be one of the defensive guys that gets steals too. So I can see he can get a lot of points tonight for sure.
It's ridiculous that the young guys don't play defense. Defense is hard on your body. Defense is not easy to play in a basketball game. That's why you need the young guys.
It just makes
the old guys are not going to do it.
Yeah, it just makes him get more minutes on the floor.
Right. That's a good call. Yeah. How do you feel about Villarreal today?
I haven't looked at much of the La Liga
fair.
because that's actually one of the hardest leagues for me to gamble on is La Liga. It's really hard to catch a trend going with any of these teams.
Really? That's my favorite. Well, the Premier League I love, but Pedro Moore got me really into La Liga. Like, that's a fun league to watch.
They're fun to watch. I love watching it. It's so hard to bet on it.
Yeah, I don't bet on them. I will say that. And when I watch it in Spanish. And then it's funny because I don't know what's going on, but I know goal. And I go, pelota. I'm like, oh, that's the ball. They're talking about the ball. Okay.
Yeah. Every team just is so good in that league. It's really hard to choose.
That's a fun one. Yeah, Lenny, if you want to come on and talk NFL, Dre's going to be here for like 5-10 more minutes. If you want to pop in when he's done, that's totally rad. Also, everyone, Lenny dropped have you been following Lenny's parlay parties?
Yes, he's been
Dude's on
doing
it, huh?
really good. Congratulations on the show
Totally.
too. By the way, successful so far.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, just to have a successful show, picking regular picks is not easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like
No,
you're picking
definitely not. Yeah.
parlays. Um, do you have any feelings about Clay under 23.5?
It's a possibility, but the Spurs don't play defense, so it's kind of hard to go against anyone on this team not scoring points tonight.
Oh, that's a good call.
The Spurs, they're going to probably try to get this to
I have
100.
Spurs on my board because I do.
Yeah, they're not going to be terrible, but it's going to be a high scoring game, I think.
I mean, I'm not sprinkling any money lines. Don't get me wrong. Oh, now he's asking Foxy. Okay, Foxy.
Yeah, Foxy
Napoli
would know.
or Juventus. That's fair.
Yeah,
well played, Bill. Well played. Wiggins announced as able to play probable minute restrictions. I think that opens up even more for spraying the court and assist from Green. Yeah, that's totally what Dre
PRA,
said.
he's going to go over 2.5, I think.
49ers and Bills plus the points. Clay under 23.5, and the Lenny parlay party is fire. So who do you like in the MLS tonight?
Oh, MLS doesn't play until
are they tomorrow?
EPL,
right?
yeah, Premier League. So just I have a couple of quick free bets for everybody if they want.
Lay it on me, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like Manchester City. I'm also a big fan of them. I think that they score a goal over 0.5 goals in the first half is minus 140. That's a pretty good bet. They last played this team, the Manchester United. They played them last and they beat them 6-3. So I think they're going to be able to score first and have over a goal in the first half.
Okay. Got that.
I also like West Ham draw no bet versus Wolverhampton. Both teams are terrible, but West Ham is more desperate, and they haven't won a game in the last 6 straight EPL games. Dang. I think West Ham should be able to surprise themselves and get a win over Wolverhampton.
So you do a draw no bet is what you're saying.
Yeah, just in case it does draw, because they have the possibility of drawing because both teams are terrible. But I think West Ham's more desperate. So if you're going to bet a side with the draw no bet, I would do the draw no bet with West Ham.
Would you go with an under on that because they're so bad at scoring?
That is actually my best bet for this game tomorrow. For this game tomorrow is to be under 2.5 goals.
All right, under 2.5. Got it. West Ham was my ex-husband's team, so I just always don't like West Ham.
Oh my gosh.
I just always
they're not bad.
I mean, I was Newcastle for so long that
Newcastle's
I really
good now.
can't.
Whoa.
Yeah, I can't talk shit, but now I can.
Newcastle's really good now.
Yep. I heard because didn't the UAE buy them? Isn't that what happened? They got bought by
bought out. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And they restocked, reloaded, and they should be a really fun team. So that's exciting.
They allow the least amount of goals. Oh, they have the most clean sheets in the EPL so far. So
that's fun. I love.
They're not allowing goals. They don't want any goals. You can't score nothing, but I'll score 4.
Who's their what's their deal? They just have a really good goalie,
or
they just have really good defense altogether.
Good. He called him the Pope. He's Pope. He's really good. Oh, he's so good. He's like,
oh, that's fun. That's fun. All right.
He's very elite.
Foxy says he hasn't betted, but Napoli haven't lost at home all season. They've scored at least 2 in the last 7 home games. Juventus struggled to score away from home, and although getting results, not impressive. So kind of what Dre said. Napoli's really good. Yeah,
he's really good.
Yeah, the Saudis bought us.
Yeah.
There we go. Are you a Magpie, Foxy? I didn't know that about you. What about Leeds today?
I think both teams score. That's all I got for that one. Both teams score. I think it's like a -1. It's probably a -170 now. But I think both teams score. It's going to be a weird game. I don't like Leeds at all this season, honestly. They have the most American players in the EPL. I don't like them. I
Well,
don't
that
like them.
makes sense, right?
Yeah, I don't like them at all. But they are definitely trying to branch out and make us more relevant in the EPL. So I appreciate them. But
That's not a bad
no,
gig.
no.
Not at all. Anything else you're in love with today?
Today, let me see. Yeah, I like the Penguins, but I got the Penguins at minus 150 earlier this morning.
What are they
So
now?
the Penguins are at minus 170 now.
Oh my gosh, that's too much.
They're climbing.
Too
But
much money
yeah, it's
for
too much
you.
for me
But you
now.
got
But I got it
confirmation of your
earlier.
play. Your line's moving the right way.
Yeah, I do like the Penguins, and I'm actually against one of your picks. I like the Kings.
Who are they playing? The
Kings playing the
Rockets?
Rockets.
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't. Honestly, they're playing the Rockets. But look, I just go on the line moves. That's how I
Well,
go.
I also have my one of my bets on the handicapping is for Sabonis for the
Hmm.
Kings to have over 20.5 points. I think it's 20.5, or is it 23? It's one of those. But yeah, I have his over. I think he just dismantles the Rockets, honestly.
Dismantles
Pretty easily,
by
honestly.
more than 9 points.
I think at the end of
Dismantles.
the game, it could be by more than 9 points.
Nuts. Well, I don't know if
Possibly.
you've been following on the Morning Wood show, but kind of my deal is I just go through and I'm looking for that line movement. And then, like, no matter if I love it or hate it, I have to write it on the board because I'm testing this theory. Right now, I'm 30-22 in the NBA. So I'm not
Oh,
fantastic,
snap.
but I'm not losing.
Whoa, yeah, I've been like ever since the World Cup ended, I'm 14-5-2
14,
in
5, and 2
in
in
the
the
Premier League.
NBA.
So in Premier
Oh,
League
okay.
ever since the World Cup ended. So um yeah, picking up steam. I didn't start the season very well, but there's a lot of new teams, a lot of new players on each team. But ever since the World Cup ended, I've been on fire. So I'm keeping it going.
Sometimes it's not easy. You got to like, I was that way with college basketball at the beginning of the season. Like, I wasn't on it,
Yeah, you need trends. Sometimes you just need trends. You need things
especially
of
when
data. You need
baseball
data.
season.
Hmm.
Especially when baseball season comes around.
Oh, that's the worst sport to bet. Personally, it's
Hey,
the worst sport to bet.
so you changed your Twitter handle. We've all been used to calling you B Kaepernick, but now you're Swank Soccer. I hear from you
Mhm.
that you're going to start an MLS show soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna start MLS and actually all forms of soccer, just to give people more variety and to bounce around, but also teach. I want to teach people who don't know soccer the rules of soccer, things that can affect your betting, and just the lingo and just getting more familiar with the sport to make you more comfortable to bet on it as well.
That's a big part of it. Like I've said this many, many times. I want to bet on soccer so much, and then sometimes I'm just not sure how to do it.
Mhm.
World Cup, I learned a few things because I was pretty on it. And it, like when you have them in their groups that way and you can kind of compare just these four teams against each other, that was like a good jumping off point for me,
Yeah.
and like now these four teams and these four teams, and then they mush and you've got a good feel for it. But when it's a
Hmm.
whole league, it's a little more intimidating. So I would love to learn more. I would love to learn
Definitely.
more. Foxy says, huge Toon fan, good chance to finally win a trophy this season. Who's Toon?
Oh
What's
my
Toon?
gosh. You have a chance, but I don't know.
What's Toon?
I don't know.
Who's
Tune is what
Toon?
they're called the tunes. Like
Who?
every team has like a surname, like Liverpool, they're also the Reds. They
All
call
right.
them the Reds. And like Chelsea's also called the Blues. Yeah.
Is Newcastle Toon?
Yeah, they're the
Did I
tunes.
not know that?
They're the tunes. Yeah.
How
They call them the
funny.
tunes.
What's West Ham?
The Hammers.
The Hammers. Wolverhampton's the Wolves, right?
Wolves. Yeah, I love the Wolves. And then Leicester, they are the Foxes. It gets kind of crazy.
How fun. I like it. I like it.
Not crazy. Yeah, but
Um,
it's cool though.
It's okay, Jules. I'll forgive you this time, but if you're late on Monday, it's freaking over between us. We're done. We're done. Yes, Dre, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Newcastle Tuna. Yeah, I call them the Magpies. That's what
The
I was calling
Magpies,
them.
yeah, they have a lot of names actually. Yeah, they might have 2 names, 3 names.
Yeah. magpies are that bird that's black and white striped situation going on. So yeah, the magpies. All right. Anything else to report before you go?
No, just thank you for having me on. And my picks are on Picks and Parlays. I'm doing very well. Also doing pretty good in NFL. I'm 15-8-1 in the last 8 packages I've posted. So, check it out. And I got some picks for this weekend.
That's killer. And the promo code is still NFL. So head over to picksandparlays.net. Find Dre Rich. That's the name he's under. Dre Rich. Use that promo code NFL and save yourself 20%. He's hot right now, y'all. He's hot. So when you come out of this weekend and you don't have any money in your pocket, you're kicking yourself, you didn't just go ahead and buy Dre's package and make that money. All right. It's just that easy. When can we expect your show to drop, your soccer show?
The MLS starts up first in February, but it doesn't have its first game, I think, until like the beginning of March. But I will have my show up at the end of February to get people prepared for the season.
Okay. Well, definitely have you back on then so we can like get that ball rolling for sure. You know how many Woody soccer people we have.
Oh, yeah. For
it's
sure.
a thing. It's definitely a thing. Just real quick, here's Pedro's, but Pedro's been really hot in soccer also. Any feelings on this?
I like the under in the Napoli.
Okay.
And both teams to score for the Villarreal game is pretty good. I like that. That's pretty good.
And we got leads both teams
and
on
leads
the board.
both teams to score. That's why I don't really Alves. These teams. Alves was never a good team, so I don't want to bet on any bad teams. But unless they're, I guess, good teams. But those are pretty weird games. So
Pedro, that's how he rolls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Besides Leeds and Villarreal and Napoli, everything else, I'm like, I'm gonna stay away from.
I like the soccer. It is neat. Nick Earle calls it the kick the ball sport. It's that kick the ball sport where we just kick that ball. Yeah.
We'll make fun of your baseball, Nick. Okay, so don't
his
get on
hockey.
me, man.
You're going to make fun of Nick's hockey.
I will do that too.
The figure skating one.
Yeah, figure skating game. I forgot about that.
When you're ice dancing out there.
I forgot. Wow.
Exactly. All right, Dre. Thank you so much for coming on. And guys, don't forget, check him out. The Twitter address has changed. It's at Swank Soccer now. So get that in your Twitter. Make sure you know what you're talking about when you're looking for Dre, because Allie Burns was trying to tag him in a total chaos and could not find B Capper. I'm like, what? Did he block me? Am I like blocked now? What did I do? Thank you so much, Dre. We'll see you really soon. Thanks so much.
See y'all.
Bye. All right. So now we got this other guy here. What's happening? How are you?
I'm living life. I'm doing stuff. I'm busy morning. Changing messing. So I got my thinking cap on.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, got my thinking cap on. Me and B Money have the same hats, so we can both think together. 2 heads are always better than one.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm just plugging along, getting ready for football wild card weekend.
Football wild card weekend. All right, so break it down for me. What do I need to know?
I'm taking a lot of favorites. I ain't gonna lie. I like the Niners. My upset's probably, I think the Giants are a live dog here against Minnesota, but
I do too.
But I could be wrong. I'm just saying.
I could too.
That's fair. I like the Niners. I like the Chargers a lot, even though who is not playing for them? Somebody just got listed as.
I know Williams is
Mike Williams.
Mike Williams. Yeah, Williams.
Yes, that was that guy's name.
I knew football.
You know stuff.
He was on my fantasy.
Well, he's dead to us now. Fantasy's over.
Yeah, it's the best thing that came out of me playing fantasy was I know people now.
That's what fantasy does for you. You end up knowing individual players as opposed to teams.
Yeah. And I told you in the beginning that was a big reason why I wanted to play.
It's made me better in props, to be honest with you, and just watching those guys and knowing what to expect when, kind of thing. Put so much here. I'm all over a bunch of stuff, but I really like the Bills. Dolphins are working on like a 8-string quarterback or some crap, but there's the motivation factor, but they are a division rival. I mean, every one of these games have already been played this year. These teams have already played each other this year. So that's the first time that's happened, I think, ever, or definitely in a long, long time. So that's interesting. But these teams are not the same as they were, like Seattle and San Francisco. First time they played, well, they played twice, but the first time, no Christian McCaffrey. Trade happens. Now they got C-Mac. He's there, changes the whole dynamic. But I think San Francisco's going to ground and pound on them. And San Francisco, here's a little news tip for you guys in the NFL. San Francisco's not an automatic under anymore. Yes, they have the best defense in the NFL, but they're not an auto under. Brock Purdy is scoring points. And not a lot, but they'll throw 30 up on you. They will get
I feel
into
like 30 is a lot of points.
Well, in today's NFL, yeah, kind of. But, no, I'm not taking the Cowboys, Bill McDonald. I can't. Tampa Tom has owned their ass. And it's in Tampa. He always kicks their ass. Dax can't throw to the right team. If you put a star, maybe you should put a Buccaneers helmet on his receivers so he will throw to them. He just can't. So I like probably teaser. I'm probably going to stay really far away from the Giants and the Vikings game just because I don't trust anything in that game.
That's kind of how I feel about it too.
But I'm all over like every other game. Like, I mean, I already got a few things bet. I'm chalking it up with some chalky parlays, but there's a big teaser with the Niners, the Chargers, the Bills, the Bengals, and Tampa. I've been liking this all week, and when I like something this much all week, I end up either if I bet it early, I'm pissed I bet it early and I already got money in and I'm invested in and I lose. But if I wait all week, the lines will change on me. I'll get a worse number. That's Detroit Public School math. I'll get a worse number. I'll still bet it and then I'll win. But I got to wait to the end. At home, last 5 games, Brock Purdy, he's not slight. Listen, he's not Purdy. He's not Josh Allen. He's not throwing the ball. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not making moves like that. What he does do is he uses the tight end there. What's his name? George Kittle. He uses George. He likes Brandon Ayuk, who's a young, dynamic wide receiver.
He was on my fantasy too.
Yeah, and Christian McCaffrey has become that is like the ultimate safety net in a as far as a quarterback goes. You got a wide receiver that can just pound the rock, and and the same guy can also swing out the backfield and you can just chuck down to him 5-10 yards here and there. And that'll make a quarterback look like a Hall of Famer right there. So I love the Niners against the Seahawks. I love the Chargers against the Jaguars. I like also the Jaguars Chargers over.
You want to know where the money's at?
Can score points. My money is right here in my pocket. I just got a $50 bill for Christmas. My
the money
gave to me.
The money.
How many $50 bills you see out there nowadays?
$50 bills are bad luck for bettors. You're not supposed to carry $50 bills. It's bad luck.
I love 50s.
Oh, wow. Good luck.
I love 50s. I put them in the machine left and right. Maybe that's why they don't. Maybe that's why they don't come back.
It's like there it is. Now you figured it out. It's like white lighters. It's like some weird thing.
I got a thinking cap on, folks.
So in that Seahawks game, there's $1.36 million that's already been bet on it. That's the most bet game out of any of the football games this weekend so far. 71% of that money is on the Niners, but the -10 went to a -9.5. So that would say Seahawks is what's up, plus the points. We're not talking about winning anything here. The 43.5 went to a 42 with 85% of the cash on the under, but 52% of the tickets are on the over. So a lot of action on the Niners, and they
I'll have an individual teaser on just that game and take the Niners in the over, and just a 2-team teaser. I'll do a lot of just same game, maybe even take Chargers, Niners, just because I'll do a Saturday game teaser, and I'll do Niners, Chargers, and the over in both of them, and do a 4-leg teaser situation.
I like it.
I look like a 12-year-old with this hat on.
You
Like I put my
kind of do.
dad's hat.
I didn't want
I
to
know.
say that, but I mean,
That's okay.
we're all looking at you. We all know. We were
I
kind of
could be 12. I could be 90. You don't know.
God, speaking of 12-year-olds, I watched that whole Jeffrey Epstein thing on Netflix. That was intense, man.
I watched that. That was it was a good series though. Well done. I did think
really
that. You wait till you see the new one with the girl, the Giselle or whatever her name is.
Oh, Ghislaine Maxwell. That's
Yeah.
the dumbest name there ever was. It doesn't sound like it doesn't.
Yeah,
look
there's like
what
a
it sounds
part
like
2
at
of
all.
it, kind of thing. Yeah, Squints is in the house.
So with Chargers Jaguars, it's staying at that 2.5. 62% of the money is on the Jags, but it's not going down to a 2. $807,000 has been bet on this so far, and 73% of that is on the over. They did move a 47 up to a 47.5, so that's happening.
I have theories on where you mentioned the money. Like there's a lot of money on the first game of the day, and I think the reasoning is behind that is bettors like me. We'll see where I stand on the first game, like I did last night. And I texted you these last night. I go, like, my parlay for the parlay party went south when the Red Wings decided to play. And then, so I in-played the Red Wings money line, or when they were up 2-1, I took a -1.5. Cashed that plus money, like 155. Took the plus 155 money and split it into 3 bets on the Knights. And took them in regulation, money line, and on the puck line. And thank God I won that game 4-2 because it came out really ahead. So I took I lost my parlay yesterday and lost that unit on that. And that sucks because that's a show parlay. But I turned that loss into plus 3.5 units by you just in play your shit. If it starts to go south, don't be afraid. You know, I didn't hedge per se, but I just want to
UConn's got him begging for change on the corner. I told you to take Marquette. It was on my goddamn board. I wrote Marquette. I wrote it on the board in a dry erase marker for you to take that bet, and then you didn't. Ouch, Terrell. No, it's okay. It's UConn's one of those situations, but Marquette's just a beast right now. Hi, Snalejo. So what you were saying about all the money being bet on that first game. So I could probably just share this because I'm not. So let me just share it so I don't have to break this down because there's a lot of numbers to talk about right now.
That's fair.
All right. There we go. So if you're looking at this, so Seahawks have the 1.36 million, right? Chargers have 807, but then if you go down, Dolphins, I mean, the way I see it is more like the popular teams, like the heavy bet teams, because you see the Bengals and the Bills and the Niners and the Cowboys, Bucks, all with a ton of money on them. No one gives a crap about the Giants and the Vikings. No one gives a crap about the Chargers and the Jags, so those are your less bet games. But this is
wait till the Chiefs and the Eagles come around. You're going to see all next week. You'll see so much money on the Chiefs. I don't give a shit who they're playing. You'll just see all, and it's the public. Patrick Mahomes does his commercials. You got to factor that stuff in, especially in wild cards, because now the closer it gets to Super Bowl, the more your mama bets on this shit.
Right, that's very true too.
Okay, in week 8, we're betting the Jacksonville-Houston Texan game. You know what I mean? We're betting the Lions and the Colts. While playoffs, we're betting the guy we see. Discount double check. Oh, wait, he ain't in.
Yeah.
Sorry,
that's
Karen.
right.
Sorry, Karen. Sorry, Karen.
Team
Sorry.
from Michigan took them out, and Aaron Rodgers. Karen's gonna be watching the game from his couch.
Karen, stop over. Bring a dip. Share. Pass it around. Stop over. Bring a dip. Pass it around. No, but you know what I mean. Like you see Patrick Mahomes in these commercials. You see the people that My grandmother used to only bet one football game a year, and it was the Super Bowl. And it was, Leonard, put $20 on this team.
Well, do you remember how much money? You probably don't because you were hammered during the live show of the national championship. Do you remember how much money was bet on TCU in Georgia?
No, I wouldn't
I
remember
want to
that.
say it
number,
was
though.
7.36 million is what I believe. It was 7.36 million. I said it on the show. I'd have to roll tape, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But that's how much money is coming in on these games now. And that's part of why that line movement makes such a big difference. Talking to the guru about hold percentages, like 10% of 1 million is a lot more than 15% of 100,000. It's
Yeah.
like, this is real money. And like our a-hole friend who popped in here yesterday saying I'm part of the scam and it's all rigged, bet your ass. There's $7 million bet on this. You think it's going to be fair? You think they want to like make it easy for you to cash? They don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
Because
It's
when
a
you
good
come
deal.
to Vegas, the power's a little iffy. They're such small little casinos. I mean,
That's just it.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
That's just
I
it.
will say this too. It's like, who do you know that doesn't? That's why the Super Bowl is the biggest bet game of the year for any sport. It's because everybody has something going on it. Everybody watches it. From
and it's
kids
a Sunday. Everyone's off work.
right,
Yeah, it's a freaking
Super Bowl.
party.
For
Yeah.
fuck's sake, it's got its own day. Super Bowl Sunday. It's on the calendar. Okay, you know what I mean? Like,
I actually booked my flight to Portland. I fly out on Super Bowl Sunday because it was so cheap. Tickets were $86 round trip because it was Super Bowl Sunday, and I come back
a wedding the day before.
Huh?
I got a wedding the day before.
I know you told me.
Stand up.
But I mean, I'm smart now. I leave at like 8 a.m. I'm gonna get into Portland at like 10:30. I'll watch the Super Bowl. But
at this point, the game doesn't start till like
because no one's going anywhere.
Yeah. You know what series you should watch, and I suggest everybody watch it, is the Bernie Madoff series.
I already watched it. I loved it.
If you want to watch something about you, I knew you would love that because money management and where money goes and how you hedge money. And I don't mean hedge like bet both sides. I mean hedge like you're moving numbers. You are moving numbers.
And I brought this up to the Woodies right after I watched it. I think you were on with me. And I was saying, like, when you think like so much money and power is like, it's controlled by one person or, or one book in our sense, or, there's a lot. I kind of want to like put my thinking cap on and really like watch that whole thing again and relate it. Could I? And watch the whole thing again because it really, I said it last time that it applies to sports betting in that same sense that you can manipulate numbers. You can manipulate lines, like all these things can be manipulated and we can all be fooled. How many years did Bernie Madoff fool everybody, and it's one of those things. Sports betting is the same way. I mean, we were talking yesterday about being on the right side of the fix. That's really what it comes down to. You got to be on the right side of the numbers, of the fix, of the money, of all of it.
Absolutely.
I
blacked it. It's fine though. And I say this all the time, and people I think I'm nuts. And I think unless you truly handicap like everybody in our community, like it's like, look, I know this shit's fixed, and I'm not saying fixed like the players are in or the fix is in or refs or whatever. The handicap, the guys, the algorithm setting the line, okay, that guy is way smarter than I am. Okay, and he has more stats than I do.
He's not even a guy. He's a computer.
Right. That computer is more smarter than I am. And I just want to be on the right side of the fix. I'm trying to marginalize my way into the right side. And I think that's like a 1% group out of the population that's actually betting.
I had this conversation with Tony the GOAT. And, I said the thing that we forget is that we pay attention to this so much. We are focused on this. 99.9% of people out there freaking don't. It's just people who get off work and get a little money, get a little action just to watch the games for that night. Like the way that we handle betting on sports is so much different than the way most of the whole wide world does. So, it's important to remember that, that these lines aren't necessarily hung for us. They're hung for the people that are going to take the, a +3. Oh, I get 3.
The guys the people that are like, oh, like tonight, Oilers Sharks. I mean, if you know hockey can be a little bit sharper line. I'm really big on that Oilers Sharks game. It's in my parlay party.
Do you
I
like
got
it over?
two. I put 2 parlays in there on the parlay party for y'all, and I do like this game over. There's only 3 NHL games on today, and I really, really like 2 out of 3 of them. So a little couple 2-team parlays for you guys. One's plus 300, one's 2 something. But yeah, it's that's the thing is like most people that handicap, and no offense if you do this, but you look at their overall record, maybe you look at their home away stats, and maybe you look at the injury report. Maybe. And if you do those 3 things, you're probably doing more than the average person that bets. If you do just those 3 things. Now, somebody like me or you or most people in this chat are going to do those 3 things plus 10 others. You know what I mean? And you gotta be able to. First of all, you gotta be able to adapt. I mean, last night I just switched gears. I saw I was going to lose, and I could either just accept my 1 unit loss, or I could try and go the other way, and ended up plus 3.5 units. So I mean, it was all right. Whatever. It is sad. It is sad, Top Shelf. It is sad, but that's what they do. They look at the overall record. Maybe they look at the home and away record, and then maybe the injury report, and that's a lot for average handicapper, right? An average person doing it just because they want to put $100 in their account and whatever.
And honestly, I mean, just living in Vegas for so long, I like going to the bar. I would say like most of the people don't know what the frick I'm talking about when I'm talking about these, like using the language and the vernacular that we use. Most people don't know, and I live in Vegas, so I mean, it's not that it's sad. It's like MLS. Like you're either super freaking into it or you don't effing care, But like the game's on, so I'll watch it. Like,
and I'll tell you what, don't bet on shit you ain't gonna watch, or not that you won't watch every day, but like I don't like basketball, so don't bet it. Like very rarely. You know what I mean? So, and it's not a knock on basketball. It's just me. I'm not good at it. So I know to not do it. Why try and force something that I'm just not good at? So I stay in my lane. My lane is football, hockey, and baseball. That's my lane.
I just mean betting on sports in general. Actually throw darts to a dartboard, and that's how I build my parlay. That's how Lenny does it too. It's cool. That's endorsed by Lenny. Yeah. That's actually how I picked Portland.
That's how I came up with today's parlay. I just went, there's 3 games. I like that one. No, I'm just kidding.
Knowing spots and lines is important. That's why I really like motivational and situational handicapping a lot. That's basically finding an angle, right? That's like freaking DeMar Hamlin like died on the field. We're all taking Buffalo, like at the next game. That kind of handicapping I really like a lot, finding your angles. But it's not always profitable. That is one thing. It doesn't always work out, but none of it does, right? At the end of the day.
That's why it's a handicap. I mean, it's a roller coaster we ride. We don't want too many of these, and we don't want too many of these. Yep. I just want to straight across. You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah, the only way you get better at lines is by losing. And that's part of why I go through my like line business that I do and I write them on the board, is because I could say it all day long. I need to track it, because one way I used to tell this to a friend of mine, like, you'll get tired of losing money eventually. Like, you don't want to take my advice on how to bet on sports? Cool.
Right.
Don't take my advice. I only do this for an effing living, but eventually you'll get tired of losing money. I'll see you then.
Yeah, you can't just always take like the favorites, Yeah, that's what I love. Every time I go to the same bar, like a local bar, like Saturdays, wife and friends of ours do karaoke, whatever, right? And same old guy goes, "Hey, that's that guy Detroit. Hey, Detroit, what do you like at Sunday football?" And I'll tell him, right, like 2 or 3 plays, and then he'll tell me every time how I'm wrong. And every time, like, you ask me what my plays are, then I tell you what they are, and then you tell me why I'm wrong. And then the next week when I see you, you tell me how lucky I got.
Yeah, exactly.
At some point, I'm not lucky. I'm good. And I'm not tooting my own horn or anything like that. I'm just saying sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. So
I'd rather be good, but I'd rather be both if I could,
Right?
But yeah, I'm
trying to be both.
that's the end of the day. Like, there's a huge problem with, like, I used to bring this up about the Twins back when they had just started. They're better about this now, but I used to say, take the freaking loss. Like, if you made the bet and your bet lost, and we all watched that game and you were wrong, just say you lost, because that's how you learn to not make bets like that again. If you want to try to defend and be like, oh, you were so lucky because of this, you're not getting the lesson. Like, you invested your money in a college class there, like you invested your money into a lesson. You didn't learn the lesson. So next week, you're going to do that same damn thing. Maybe stop and think and say, what did I miss? What was I wrong about? And sometimes it is a play, sometimes it is a ref's call. Sometimes it is, you got lucky.
Some bullshit, whatever, that or whatever. By the way,
what are you doing betting 12-leg parlays? My sick is kicking in now.
This real quick. This is facts, folks. It's just like marriage. Sometimes you just got to get it on the right angle. Okay. Sometimes you just gotta not put your feet in the sand and say, this is my line. Sometimes you gotta be flexible. I don't know.
Do yoga, it helps. You're with Lenny on the Devils and the Oilers in reg. How much do the books make? Billions of dollars.
Yeah, more than
that's how much. Yeah,
billions. Yeah, they don't really care when I hit my $100-$200 here and there. No, I don't think I'm the one that they're like, that guy from Detroit that's on that Picks and Parlay channel. That guy's fucking up our profit. Okay.
I love Billy Walters. Billy Walters is why I hate Phil Mickelson and want nothing to do with his lying, cheating, no good asshole butt face things. I'm trying so hard.
I don't even know who Billy Walters is, and why did Phil Mickelson hurt your feelings?
Because Billy Walters was he's a huge sports bettor. Like back in the day, he's a huge sports bettor. Phil Mickelson was in on the way I kind of remember it is Phil Mickelson was in on him for a bunch of money and then got caught and in trouble, and he sold out Billy Walters, and Billy Walters went to jail for a long ass time.
Phil Mickelson, the golfer?
Yes,
lefty?
Sir. Yes,
what?
Sir. Yeah.
He was tanking.
See, that's a sport of all time. Yeah, and Mickelson totally sold him right down the river. Didn't have to pay his debts back. Like it was. I would punch him in his nuts.
I've heard Phil Mickelson has a little bit of a gambling problem.
Yeah,
that's why he went to Saudi and took all that money in that Saudi league because whatever. But neither here nor there. I mean,
shit. Did Seattle lose? Because Paula Thatcher had them. I put her through because
Seattle Supersonics.
No,
Supersonics.
Seattle University. I might have screwed this up. Well, I didn't screw it up. I'm just going to erase her name at this point. But
that's fair.
I'm glad you brought that up with it because I know she's on Seattle and Sequattle.
Yeah, I don't know who Billy Walters is, to be honest with you. I don't. I mean, I'm sure if I saw his face or something like that, I might see it and know him, but
you wouldn't know him by his face. But there's like, if you look on Netflix or something, there's some documentary on him out there. Tate, did you see that, Tate? Did you see what just happened there? Final two, boo. $147.
Yeah.
Great. The White Sox just paid Giolito $10 million for 1 year. Wow. That's a letdown spot. If I ever saw one, that's a letdown spot.
Yeah. Seattle, you didn't cover.
They did it at 2.5. Okay. Then I was right. All right. Sorry, Tate. Never mind.
Where's Sean Higgs? Is Denver, North Colorado, whatever?
Lost.
Shit to bet on us.
I couldn't believe I hit my freaking round robin the other day. I didn't even know.
It's gonna be my new picture for my free pick thumbnail. It's gonna be this.
See you at the Waterbury Open on Saturday. Yeah, maybe I'll see you there.
Right.
Happy Gilmore. You're welcome. Yeah, there's a great clip on YouTube being interviewed on 60 Minutes. Yeah, you can find stuff on him. It was a big deal. And I might not have all of that exactly accurate, but that's like the gist of it all.
I'll be honest with you, I've never been one to like watch or follow, even when, growing up, when ESPN came around or people talking about it or this or that. Say like people I learned how to bet from or with or how was just the dudes in my family or my uncles or my grandfather.
You're wearing
or,
his hat right now. Who taught me how to
you know what I
bet?
mean?
You're wearing his
It's
hat.
guys that wore hats like this, that
Mhm.
smoked stubby cigars, wore white wife beaters with suspenders on, and
Like Chip Chirimbus, basically.
pants.
Chip Chirimbus.
Chip Chirimbus in his, he would say he's still in his prime, I'm sure, but like 30 years ago, it's Goodfellas. That's who I learned. Tom, I joke all the time about Tony Two Fingers, but there was a guy in my neighborhood named Tony Two Fingers. And he only had two fingers on one hand, though. It was a firework accident. It was nothing illegal or anything like that. Well, fireworks are illegal, but not gross. Like, violent. Yeah, he only had these two fingers. So whenever you see the kids come in the store, he'd go like he was like Quick Draw McGraw, and we'd all go, ugh. But he thought we were, put your hands up, and we were like, that's disgusting. That's just a little shout out. Anybody from the neighborhood that follows or watches, y'all know who the hell I'm talking about. Because I think that old man's still around somewhere. But yeah.
Gross.
God,
All right. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. It is
all
that
right, peace
time.
Out.
All right. Check out his parlay party, everybody. Don't forget about the parlay party. Lenny is crushing business. So definitely check that out. I'll see you when I see you, I guess.
Yes.
Good luck.
I'll be around.
Good luck
I'm gonna
unless
talk
you're
to you
against
after the
you.
show.
Okay. Sounds good. You did a research project one time on how much MLB team was willing to pay for one win. The price they were willing to pay for one win in 2009 was 1.88 million-ish. Really? Did I tell you, Rick? Did you get my email that the guru sent about the hold percentage? Did you ever get that email? What his response was on it? And I just wanted to know, like, did that help you or not help you, or is he full of crap, or what's the deal? I read through it all. I don't know if it's something I need to dive into because I'm kind of dealing with my own stuff right now as far as line movement goes and where the money is. Here, I'm going to let you guys take a picture of this, but I just wanted to know if you got that email. And then also I did post Ricketts' email and the guru's response onto the Facebook page if you guys want to check out what the hell we're talking about with hold percentages. This is Tate right here. Tate's teaser. Okay, sorry. All right, take your photos in 3, 2, and 1. And don't forget, check out Dre Richardson at Swank Soccer. Get him onto your Twitter feed. He's got tons of free picks. And like he said, he's going to be starting up that new soccer show in February. So that's super exciting. All right. Gio getting 10 million is like paying 0.89 million just to him per win. He's not that good, though. You did get it. You're chewing. That's how I feel, too. I'm like, some of it was misunderstood, but yes, I was just thinking the hold percentage would help with your losses on your line movement watch. I'm glad that you brought it to my attention because I haven't dabbled in hold percentages. I knew they existed in the world, but I didn't know how to find them. He did give us a calculator, and I didn't really know what their worth was. So I appreciate you bringing it up, but this is how I feel too, is I kind of need to still digest it a little bit. It's a lot. You're using your method with mine to see if there's, okay, perfect. Let me know. You do the work. Just let me know. Okay, guys, love you all. Head over if you guys are looking for premium plays for this weekend. Man, Dre Richardson's been hot. Terry Edelman's been hot. Sean Higgs smashes NFL. So cruise over to picksandparlays.net. Use that promo code NFL. It's going to save you 20% off the entire site. Pick whatever capper you're into and get some premium plays for your weekend and lock in some cash. You too, Foxy. Yes, good luck, Tate, in the last Woody. We're rooting for you. Tate, Foxy, I don't know if you know this, but Tate was the first winner of the last Woody standing ever, like 2.5 years
Let's go,
ago.
Tate. Let's go. Stop acting like a Wolverine. Win something.
Well, I'm rooting for my parlay, but also for Tate and for Joe Hoff because that's how I roll. I'm rooting for you all. Can't choose favorites. Connor McDavid over 3.5 shots. FanDuel, thank me later. 8 shots by him last night. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for joining. Have a great weekend. We'll be back on Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern to start the next round, the brand new last Woody standing contest. Good luck to everyone, unless you're against Lenny.